Vishnu with fresh information. Go ahead, Vishnu.
All right, we've got some breaking news coming in. I have full exclusive details of the air engagement which took place over the line of control yesterday. This has never been reported before. The details are as follows. There were 24 Pakistani aircraft in their strike package. This included 8 F-16s, 4 Mirage 3s and 4 JF-17 Thunder aircraft, which are Chinese aircraft, as part of the main strike formation. Each of these aircraft had accompanying air defense escorts fighters, mostly F-16 jets. At 9:45 in the morning, these aircraft breached 10 kilometers of the line of control. Fixed-wing aircraft are not supposed to fly within 10 kilometers of either side of the line of control. The strike package of these aircraft, a handful of them, actually crossed the line of control. It was then that the Indian Air Force engaged them in one of the largest dogfights in recent history anywhere in the world. The 24 aircraft of the Pakistani Air Force were engaged by 8 Indian Air Force jets. This included 2 MiG-21 Bisons, one of which was being flown by the IAF officer who has been shot down, but who also shot down a Pakistani F-16. Apart from that, there were 4 Sukhoi 30 fighters and there were 2 upgraded Mirage 2000 fighters. These had been deployed from various airfields, and the entire Pakistani formation was also coming from various airfields. The intercept of these aircraft took place as the Pakistani strike formation was exiting. There was what has been described to me as a melee which took place when there were several aircraft in the skies at the same time. The Indian Air Force pilot, who is now in Pakistani custody, was in a position in this dogfight when his radar had locked on to a Pakistani F-16, thought to be a Pakistani F-16D model. The D model has 2 pilots. Despite 5 to 6 calls from his wingman and others in the formation to turn cold, in other words, move away, because he himself was putting himself in a vulnerable position, this wing commander actually chose to push forward and engage the Pakistani F-16 with an R-73 close-range weapon missile. The R-73 struck the F-16. It went down over Pakistani territory, the Pakistani-occupied Kashmir. 2 parachutes were seen coming out of this particular aircraft. In the heat of this moment, the Indian Air Force formation of these 2 MiG-21 Bisons, in other words, the one flown by this particular pilot and his wingman who was flying near him, alongside him, were engaged by other Pakistani aircraft in the formation, who fired, among other things, 2 air-to-air missiles, both of them American-provided AMRAAM missiles. One of them struck the wing commander's jet. He went down and is in Pakistani custody, while the second AMRAAM missile missed his wingman and, I believe, may have landed several kilometers inside Indian territory. So essentially, a strike package of 24 Pakistani aircraft, a handful of which did cross the line of control, were engaged by 8 Indian Air Force jets in one of the largest air combat operations which we've seen anywhere in the world.
Right, Vishnu, those are fantastic details. I mean, I could ask you a number of questions, but I think one of the questions that remains unanswered is, what is it that they were targeting and where all did they manage to hit, if at all it was not military targets?
The Pakistani formation was trying to strike military targets of the Indian Army. A small package of this 24-ship formation did cross the line of control. They dropped laser-guided bombs, which we are told from government sources narrowly missed their targets. It was when possibly that this large Pakistani formation detected inbound Indian Air Force fighters that they chose to exit. It was at that stage when the wing commander of the Indian Air Force, who's been shot down, and his wingman and the other aircraft in the formation, including 4 Su-30s and 2 upgraded Mirages, closed in on the Pakistani formation. The MiG-21 Bison is an extremely quick fighter. It's a Mach 2 plus fighter. It travels, if required, more than 2 times the speed of sound. And despite calls to turn cold or to get out of that combat situation because of the melee all around him, the wing commander chose to press home his attack. He locked onto an F-16 and fired a Russian-made R-73 air-to-air missile which struck this Pakistani aircraft, an F-16, several generations, or at least one generation more advanced than the jet, the upgraded MiG-21 Bison that he was firing.